Mercedes-Benz hands competition. Landon Collins is one of the competitors. As you can see, Trey Waynes and Quinton Rollins as well, all defensive backs in the hands competition. So very interesting there. And Landon Collins himself, the latest in a long line of great safeties there at Alabama. And we talked with him earlier about what he learned most playing for Coach Nick Saban.
See a little, see a lot. What this means by that is for a defensive back, we read certain keys to know what's going on and read certain plays. But if you look at the whole play, you don't see what's going on. But if I look at that specific lineman or that specific wide receiver, I can tell what's going on. If it's going to be a pass or a running play, or what kind of running play, or what kind of pass play it's going to be. So it's called see a little, see a lot.
Well, Mark Barron, Clinton Dix, and now you've got Landon Collins, Greg.
He obviously comes from a long line of outstanding defensive backs, having been coached by Nick Saban. Of the 18 underclassmen to declare early under Nick Saban, 12 have been first-round picks, so that certainly bodes well for Landon Collins' upside. He has incredible hands and instincts. Now, what he does need to improve on are the angles that he takes when the ball's in the air, but he can cover tight ends, he can play in zones, he can do it all. That's a big reason why he's going to be off the draft board early come NFL draft time.
And we certainly have seen it with the Alabama players. They have made a habit out of getting drafted in the first round. Joey, quick fire here.
Yeah, and I'm going to say when you got 3 defensive backs in a hands drill, I'm going to go on a limb and say nobody's going to catch every single ball. We're going to see some balls on the ground. But Landon Collins is the kind of guy that everybody would like to have on defense. Led the team in tackles, led the team in interceptions. He's everywhere. And it takes a talent to be able to play at the line of scrimmage and to also have the ability to go back and play the ball. You can see the athleticism getting up to catch the last ball.
And you talk about, having to have intestinal fortitude, if you will, to get through this. This is a long competition here, Greg.
It is, and you can see the jugs machines aren't exactly throwing the tightest of spirals, so they're testing these guys' hands and their hand-eye coordination. A tough one for Landon Collins to catch right there, but I think the biggest thing about what he's going to be able to do, he's very unselfish, willing to play special teams as a starter at Alabama, as an All-American at Alabama. So he is going to be a guy that scouts will really love to talk to and spend time with.
The 1-second penalty, 26.70 is the final for Landon Collins. We've also seen he's quite a character. I'm sure we'll see probably more of that as the show progresses. Next up, Trey Waynes from Michigan State. I know, Joey, this is a guy you've got a keen eye on right now.
I do. I love the attitude of the Michigan State defense. I like what they bring to the table. Pat Narduzzi, who's now gone to Pitt to take the head coaching job, but he believes his guys will be out on an island. I don't care if you play corner, linebacker, safety. They expect you to play man-to-man coverage. What makes Trey Waynes special is his ability to go get the football. He's long, he has the long arms, and he's used to playing bump and run coverage. That's what they'll expect him to do at the next level, take the #1 receiver out of the game.
Great size at 6'1", but he's listed at 182 right now, Greg. So a little slight built for someone who's 6'1". How much will he have to bulk up so he can deal with the physical receivers at the next level?
That's going to be a point of emphasis for him, but he has the next several months until he has to take the field in an NFL uniform. So that will certainly be an area that his agent, all the people around him will be making sure that he's taken care of. But you see the length and the size. I mean, he's stronger than what people realize as well. He can play at the line of scrimmage. Like you said, Joey, he can play bump and run. He can play zones. And the way quarterbacks are throwing to those big receivers nowadays, having the ball skills to be able to make the contested catches are so important.
Penalty-free here. And, like so many of these competitions, too, it's not just a matter, I know it's called the Mercedes-Benz hands competition, but you got to have a lot of strength and agility, as you see right here.
You do. You talked about his size, being the 182 pounds. But if I'm picking a corner, if I'm an NFL team, I don't care about his size. What I care about is, can he cover? Can he take away the other team's receiver? It is a passing league now. I don't care so much about his ability to come up and tackle. I mean, that is special to have a corner that can tackle, but I want my corner to go cover somebody and take away a receiver.
All right, well, Landon Collins still with a very slight lead, even with that 1-second penalty over Trey Waynes. And this young man right here, Quinton Rollins, you talk about somebody who's had an interesting path to the NFL draft. 4-year basketball player at Miami of Ohio, tried out for the football team, and oh, by the way, Greg, he just so happened to be the MAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think I'll just play corner this year, and I'm going to have 7 interceptions and be as talented as he was. Came off really well at the Senior Bowl. this guy's upside is through the roof because of his natural athletic ability. He has great sense, great vision, extremely quick feet. Just obviously the biggest criticism is he hasn't played that long, so how well will he be able to catch on? I don't think it's going to be very hard for him to make the transition, to tell you the truth.
And Joey, when you talk about a basketball player, hands, how much does that help just to have that different sport and that different pedigree coming in?
I love guys that play football that also played basketball. Some of the best athletes that I've ever played with were also basketball players because the movements that it takes to play basketball are the same things you'll need to play football. It's the instincts, it's the ability to change directions, put your foot in the ground and go somewhere else. And he came out and you could see the skill level this year. If I'm looking at a defensive back and I'm an NFL team, I just want to know, can a guy change directions? Can a guy go back, come up? And then I feel as if I could teach him the rest of it. And here's a guy, Greg mentioned the upside. Nobody has more upside than this kid. And you'll see this, he'll get on an NFL team. And I think you'll truly find out how good he is in a couple years. Maybe not in his first year, but Quinton Rollins is a guy that once he learns to play football more than just 1 year, he'll be outstanding.
4th in assists, 2nd in steals in his career in the annals in Miami of Ohio, and that's basketball. And obviously he stole some footballs this year as well, playing cornerback. There's his score, 28-6-1. So with the 2-second penalty, he moves into 3rd place. And Landon Collins has been over there with Kaylee Hartung a little bit today, and he's back there as a winner. Kaylee?
Well, Chris, Landon was first up for this drill, and he's still breathing hard. How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm kind of blown. Caught you off guard. You don't think the gauntlets or the drills are that hard, but I mean, it catch you off guard.
How tight were the screws in that gauntlet?
Tight. You had to run it with it through force. I mean, all through 20 of me pushed through, so I think I overcame that one.
For all that we can see of you on film and all that you accomplished at Alabama, what do we not know about the person Landon Collins is?
The funny acting guy that I am.
I think we're learning that today.
Definitely. Huh?
Now, guys that have talked about you throughout today, when it comes to the team competition, they say you're the guy they want on their team. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, fantastic. I just feel humbled as by, and giving my best effort.
Everybody here says they're here to have fun. How are you adding to the fun?
Probably jumping in everybody interviews and just being fun and active and showing the love for the game.
I'm waiting for Sean Mannion to come blow this one up, but I think you got out of this one okay, Landon.
I think so.
Chris.
All right, Kaylee. See, Joey, defensive backs aren't just receivers with bad hands, right?